Hey there, algebra students. In the last lesson, we evaluated expressions with one or more variables, but we also evaluated powers. Here in lesson 2, we're going to simplify expressions using the order of operations, both with no variables and with variables. So you see some examples of those. All right, we'll start over here with probably the most famous acronym in mathematics, PEMDAS. For those of you who don't know, PEMDAS is basically just the order in which we operate if we have more than one operation. Previously, they were all one operation, so I didn't have to make a choice as to which one I did first. But if there's more than one operation, I need to know which one to do first. Do I add first or do I multiply? Do I subtract or do I divide? What do I do? So PEMDAS is essentially the order that is universally accepted. The first one is parentheses. So you will always do what's inside the parentheses. And then exponents. So anything to a power, you're going to do that next. And then this is a little bit misleading. Multiplication and division are actually the same step. So multiply, divide. Okay, these are both the same step, and we do that in order from left to right. So even if the division comes first, we'll do that first, and then multiplication because we want to do those left to right. Same thing with addition and subtraction. These are essentially the same step, left to right. Okay, so if the subtraction comes first, you do that before you would do the addition. All right, well, let's see some examples of how this plays out. Example 1. So we've got, here you can see I can statement number 3. We're evaluating, or we're using the order of operations for expressions that have no variables. And so I'm going through my list. Parentheses. Nope, there's no parentheses for this one. Are there any exponents? Yes, there are exponents. And so I'm just going to show each step, step by step. I'm aware that you probably don't need to do every step, most of you, but for the purpose of this lesson, I'm going to require that you do that, since that is the main idea for this lesson. Okay, and then see, after that 4 squared, that's 16. Whoops, 4 squared. Sorry, a little distraction there. 12 divided by 3. 4 squared is 16. So times 16. If you didn't know, this symbol right here is the multiplication symbol. All right, and so now I'm looking at multiplication and division left to right. So division comes before the multiplication, so I'm going to do that. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So now I've got 6 plus 4 times 16. And multiplication definitely comes before addition. So 16 times 4 would be 64. And 64 plus 6 is 70. All right. So you can kind of see that it follows this upside down triangle type method. All right, here we do have a set of parentheses, so we'll do that first. So we'll kind of rewrite each step here. 48 minus 6 plus, well, inside the parentheses, if I have multiple operations, I just start the order of operations. So exponents would come before addition. So I've got 25 here. And so now I'm doing the rest of the stuff in parentheses, 48 minus 31. And final step, I just have the 1, so minus 31 would be 17. Final answer. And again, you can see it just kind of gets smaller and smaller each time. All right, so now I've got 2 sets of parentheses, and that's fine. Inside, I've got another set of parentheses, so I'm going to do that first. And again, I'll just kind of show each of my steps here, being patient. 2 plus 6 is 8. 32 divided by 8, that is going to be 4. And 3 times 4 is 12. All right, so there is I can statement number 3. We are evaluating using the order of operations with. Now, when you do have variables, Okay, essentially you're going to be evaluating them. You're going to be plugging in and then simplifying. So it's kind of like it was before. One other important thing to note is that when you've got this big old division bar right here, that implies you're going to do everything on the top and the bottom as kind of separate things, and then your last step is you make that division. Okay, so it's not like I'm going to do this and have that divided by 2 as a step. Okay, so again, first thing, just like from the first lesson, I'm going to use parentheses to put these numbers in. So, and then times -3 plus 2 on the bottom. So again, everything together on the top, I just have 10 times -3, which would be -30. And then on the bottom, -3 plus 2 would be -1. And I'll finish that off here. So -2 and -30 divided by -2 is positive. I don't typically do the top to bottom, I just go. All right, well that takes care of lesson 2 using the order of operations.